Hello, pilot trainee. Welcome to Cargo Operations and You. This is a more in-depth look at the packaging system within FSAirlines that we briefly touched on in the main training video. We're going to go over best practices, information about distances, stuff like that, and then we're going to go through the packaging system and kind of show you the ins and outs of how to use the various screens for packaging up cargo and getting it onto your plane and delivering it. Plus some little tips and tricks here to help you maximize your cargo piloting performance. So we're going to come over here into FSAirlines management, and we're going to go find us a plane today to play with for this tutorial. Let's see here. Under fleets, we're going to go. Let's go to cargo operations today. Let's do like a mainline cargo run today. And all right, so we'll take the 767-300 that's sitting over at LAX. In order for me to do anything with it, I need to fly to it though. Now, a cargo master can actually manipulate that aircraft while not even being at that airport using the global packaging system. But that is not a practice I want you pilots to be in the habit of doing. I want you guys to literally take yourself to your plane first by doing the classical buying a plane ticket and going. So I'm going to go to LAX here real quick. And then I am going to book this flight. I'm going to take control of this flight. And let's see here. I want to sort by flight number. Let's find us a nice cargo run here. Memphis, we can go to Honolulu. Something that's far away, but still inside the United States. I'm thinking, let's go east. Nope, not far east enough. Take it to Atlanta. Let's take some cargo to Atlanta today. Oh wait, we can't do Atlanta. No, go back. Try again. I went too far. We gotta pay attention to our flight numbers here. SCG is cargo division. We can go to DFW, Mexico City. Oh, Mexico City. Ooh, let's do a cargo run to Mexico City, shall we? Bloop. I'll take that. Okay, so here's my 767. I will take possession of that aircraft. It is now mine. Still Fury shall fly again. All right, so here we are. We have control of the aircraft, and now we will take on the role of a cargo loadmaster. To do that, we come over to select packages, as we showed in the original tutorial, and we're going to take a look at what kind of cargo is necessary for Mexico City. So Mexico City's got some pretty juicy, chunky cargo here. 2,000 kilo pallets are waiting, and a whole bunch of 200s are also waiting in the wings for some transport. Do we have anything near the airport also needing any kind of transport? And this brings me to tip number 1. You don't have to necessarily load cargo for the airport you're flying to. You can load cargo for any airport within 100 nautical miles of the airport that you're going to be landing at. So I can see here we've got anything from here up. So these packages are right here. I could actually take those on board the aircraft and I could deliver them. Now that being said, here's another pro tip for you. The cargo system, even though it says within 100 nautical miles, it does tend to be buggy between 90 and 100 miles. So for best practice, what I tell all the cargo pilots, people that are hauling cargo, don't pick any airport that's further away than 90 nautical miles. Give yourself that little 10 nautical mile buffer so that you can guarantee the delivery of packages when you arrive at your destination airport. So in this case, I'm just going to do Mexico City today, because it is going to be the most profitable here. So unfortunately, we don't have any priority packages, which kind of sucks. But we'll take all of that, load all those in there. You can see up here the cargo. Oh, the website's running a little slow today. Load my packages. That's 10,000 There it goes. So there's 10,000 kilos. We still have 40,000 available to us. So on a big giant cargo run like this, I can come down here and select all of this cargo. It's going to select everything that's at Mexico City automatically all the way down to the point of me being able to not hold anymore. As we can see here, we pretty much just cleaned out LAX's warehouse of all cargo that needs to go down to Mexico City today. And there it is. We have 53,400 kilos on board. I still have room. I still have room for some cargo here. So this is where you guys need to like strategize yourself, right? You need to plan accordingly, because I still have some cargo left, and I do have airports nearby Mexico City that could use some cargo transfer. We can see here, I mean, this thing is paying out here. This guy's paying $1,239, right? And he's within 37 nautical miles here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab his pallet, and I'm going to load him on board. And that brings us up to 53,600. I still have another 200 kilograms of space in my cargo hold that I can utilize to make some profit. So I'm probably going to come down here and I'm going to hunt for the next most profitable piece of cargo that is nearby. And that's going to be this guy right here for $11.91, 43 miles away from Mexico City. So I'm going to take that on board also. And that pretty much stuffs the cargo hold of this 767-300. Let that catch up real quick. There it goes. All right, so we got a full cargo bay now. There's just 177 kilos of space left in there. We're just going to chunk nuts and bolts in there and call it a day. This is automatically done by the FSAirlines management system. Any cargo space that's not taken up by packages automatically gets filled up with standard cargo, which is paid by the mile. It's not paid by the pallet, so it's not nearly as profitable as the palleted, packed up cargo packages are. So I encourage every pilot to get comfortable with using the packaging system, because that will maximize the profits for the airlines and thus give us more buying power and give us more status and reputation. So we got our cargo on board. It's done there. We're going to go over here under the Virtual Airline menu. We're going to go down to packages, and we're going to talk about this area a little bit more. That's what we just did. Is the bare necessity for getting packages on the plane. This is the best practice that pilots should be doing. Book your flight. Go to the packages screen while you're booking the flight. Fill it up there. It's the least confusing. We've had a lot of new pilots come on board, and they tend to go down to the packages menu here, and then they just start throwing packages into the back of the airplane, not realizing that they're not actually necessarily getting the packages that are meant for the airport they're going to. They're not paying attention. So we want to eliminate that mindset. We don't want new pilots mistakenly doing that, because we end up with a cargo plane that's full of junk that can't go anywhere. So the Virtual Airline packages system is a little bit more globally based. It allows you to kind of peek around the different airports from this drop down menu here. You can actually go peer around the different airports and see what kind of cargo is sitting at these airports. And it's going to show what's available at Denver, right? I'm going to Mexico City, so it knows to look at Mexico City here. So this helps you kind of plan out. If you're really dedicated to cargo, it helps to pay attention to where all the cargo is, right? So this screen kind of helps you locate additional cargo and stuff like that for Mexico City, because let's say you really want to make a lot of money going to Mexico City. So what I could do, let's say to maximize my profits, I don't want any 200 kilo pallets aboard my plane going to Mexico City. So I would leave all that cargo off, right? But I noticed that Denver has a ton of cargo that are 2,000. So what I would do, ultimately I want to go to Mexico City, right? I would load up the cargo at LAX, just the 2,000 kilo pallets. Then I would actually fly myself to Denver. I would land, offload any Denver cargo that I brought with me, and then I would pack the Mexico City cargo in with the other Mexico City cargo that I currently have. And then I would lift that down to Mexico City. So it all depends on just how dedicated you guys want to be. There's a huge sub game, a huge mini game for cargo here for you guys to play with if you really, really want to like maximize those profits and just try to be the most profitable cargo pilot you can. That's kind of where the warehouses kick in, because warehouses allow pilots to store cargo from anywhere for any destination. We can store cargo inside of a warehouse, and so other pilots can come along later, land, and take that cargo out of those warehouses and take them to the final destination. So you guys can actually tag team cargo runs and play around with getting that cargo like stored everywhere for easy pickup. A great example would be like, say we want to do like a Dubai run, right? Like a long range Dubai run. Pilots in the U.S. could go around grabbing all the Dubai cargo, fly it all to Dallas-Fort Worth International, let's say, that has a warehouse, stuff all that Dubai cargo into the warehouse, and then somebody can bring a 747 along, take all that Dubai cargo out of the warehouse, put it in the 747, and off they go on a 14-hour magical carpet ride to make millions of dollars for that one flight, because you guys work together as a team of worker ants going out there gathering all that food and bringing it together into one place so that the queen bee could take that cargo on a magic carpet ride. So that's just some of the advanced stuff that you can do with that. But it does require you to pay attention and use the packaging system, the different types of packaging systems here, to take a look at where all the cargo is. Now, we actually have a packaging system that's even wider looking. You can come down to database packages. This is going to show you all the packages on planet Earth. And the thing that's nice about the database thing is you can actually sort it all. You can do this on other screens too, but you can actually sort by size. So if you wanted to see where all the 20,000 kilo packages are, what you can do is be like, I want to know what's going on at, let's say, let's go to Hong Kong here. Right, we'll go down to Hong Kong. All right, and we're going to search for cargo pallets at Hong Kong. All destinations. So we can see here, this is the current location of Hong Kong cargo that is 20,000 kilos worth of weight. And this is all the destinations of where it is going. We can see here, if we were currently in Hong Kong, holy Moses, right here, look at this. We got 60,000 kilos worth of cargo we could take right now. That is worth a massive amount of money. This is like 1, 2, 3. This is almost $500,000 worth of cargo. And remember, we're on a multiplier of times 25. So you take that $500,000 worth of cargo, multiply it by 25. For this short run from Hong Kong into Tokyo, you just made us a ridiculous amount of money. So the database packaging system allows a frugal cargo pilot to find out where the best deals are and start working an aircraft towards that airport to go pick that cargo up and make it ours, so we can make lots and lots of money, right? Lots and lots of money. So I want to talk to you now real quick about how cargo works in as far as rotting out on you. Some people don't understand what their time limits are when they grab a cargo. There's a reason why we tell pilots whenever they book a flight, when you're ready to actually start the flight, that's when you start loading the cargo up. I mean, if you know you're going to fly a flight, if you know you're not going to run off anywhere and not be able to do a flight that you booked hours in advance, then you can go ahead and load the cargo then. But I kind of don't load cargo until I'm actually ready to get into the simulator and start flying myself. So that way I don't accidentally do that. Now remember, guys, you are ultimately responsible for your airplane's cargo condition, all right? If you bring it on, you take it off. That also means if you have to cancel the flight, or if you send in a request to tell one of us, one of the officers, to cancel a flight for you, you are responsible for taking the cargo off the plane. We're not going to do that for you. If you have to have a flight canceled, go into the packages, the VA packages screen. We'll talk about that here in a second. Go into the VA packages screen and release the cargo. Please release the cargo. If you cannot do the cargo run, release the cargo from the airplane. Don't leave it on the airplane. A lot of y'all are doing that, and that's how these planes are getting screwed up, because you forget to take the cargo off. So drill this into your heads for your SOP, whether you're canceling the flight or you're flying the flight. What you put on, you take off. All right? Whether you're completing the flight or canceling the flight, if you put it on, you need to take it off. Nobody's going to do it for you. Okay? That being said, the next pilot coming along, part of your walk-around inspection of your aircraft before you even start the simulator, check the cargo hold. All right? If the previous pilot did not listen to what I just said and offload the plane, you are the next line of defense in making sure that the cargo doesn't accidentally stay on the plane and become a giant rotting mess because you didn't know it was there. You need to take a look at your plane's cargo hold in the packages screen, the VA packages screen. Come in here, click packages under the Virtual Airline menu. And, man, this thing is running slow today. Come on, Joe. Kick this thing. Okay, over here on the right side contextual menu, VA packages. This is going to show all of our current aircraft that are in our fleet and what they are currently loaded with cargo. So find your plane's registration number. Do a Control F search. If you know what your plane's registration number is, you can quickly search through here using Control F and then type in your registration number, and you can go find your aircraft. Here's a Boeing 737-800 that is loaded with a bunch of useless cargo now. Look at this. St. Louis, Seattle, Portland, Las Vegas, Harlingen, Detroit, and Corpus. Really, guys. Really, guys. This plane is a mess, right? This plane's a complete mess. And there's no way to really fix it. There's no way nobody's gonna be able to deliver all this crap. I mean, if you are, hats off to you. But I don't expect pilots, to do these onesie twosie one-offs. But there is a way to clear this cargo hold. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. But go and find your flight. Oh, look, somebody's doing that Tokyo run here. Oh wait, that one's from Frankfurt. Still gonna make a lot of money. Okay, so continue on here. Let's just say I was gonna take this 747, right? It's my job to come into this VA packages screen and make sure it's empty, that there's no cargo. Before I load it with my cargo, I need to come in here to the VA packages screen. All right, drill this into your heads, guys. I need to come in here before I start loading cargo for my flight, for the plane that I just booked. And I need to come in here and I need to make sure the cargo bay is empty. AKA, my plane is not showing up on this list. My plane should not be anywhere on this list. There's my plane. Right there. Look at all that Mexico cargo just waiting to go. So this is the screen also, guys, the VA packages screen. This is where you release your cargo. If you have to cancel your flight and you can't make it, right down here under your plane, I have 224 packages on board. I can click this select release. It's going to check everything, and I click submit, and it's going to dump all that cargo out of the cargo hold and leave the plane empty for the next pilot to come along and take it for a magic carpet ride. All right, so let's talk about rot. Do you see all these planes that are rotted? These are rotted planes right now because you guys stuffed cargo in here and you didn't take it anywhere. Look at this. What a waste. This 777 sitting in Boston, and just south is all these New York airports with rotted cargo that can't be delivered, and it's only 100 miles down the road. Look at this. Oh my God, that's going to be so expensive. Somebody take this 777 cargo plane, please. Please take this cargo plane down to New York City. Save us. All right, but anyway, look at all these rots. So we talked about this in the previous video, but we'll go over it again here. Everything's color-coded on the VA packages screen. If it's red, it means it's rotted. It's still got value, All right, as long as it's showing up in the cargo bay, it's still got some value to it. We can still make a profit off of it. But this means it's so far away from when it was originally packed on board the plane that it's just starting to rot out. Red means value is being drained from the packages. Green means value is about to start dropping. This means this is a friendly reminder that, hey, you loaded this cargo on the plane, you need to start getting it on the way. And the reason why, you'll notice this was loaded yesterday, right? September 6th. You're like, well, dude, that was only 1 day ago. Why is it already turning green? It's because it's high priority. Priority cargo rots twice as fast as standard cargo does. So when you load this cargo, you got to get it moving, especially high priority. High priority cargo cannot sit in your cargo bay. So whoever loaded this MD-88 yesterday in Frankfurt, you should have immediately taken off and taken this cargo to your destinations. Look at this. Look at this. This is a mess. This is a mess. Oh, I remember. Somebody already told me about this plane. So yeah, this plane's screwed. This plane is screwed. Yeah, they flew it yesterday. This is one of our new pilots. He apologized for this screw up. He went to the wrong screen and just started throwing packages onto the plane, not realizing that they weren't meant for where he was going. He just thought, oh, cool, I'll just load a bunch of cargo on the plane and I'll be good to go. So now he's got all this cargo that's going to rot out. Now, we have a warehouse in Frankfurt, though, so he should be able to clear out this cargo bay still. Again, we'll talk about that here in just a second. Anyway, green means that the cargo is getting ready to start rotting. Yellow means it is rotting. It has exceeded and has begun to lose value. Red means it's way, way out of alignment. You can see here this was loaded August 19th, so this is dying. It's almost done. And this is the way this works. All right. The new cargo system, once you claim a package, you have 4 days to deliver this package before the payment begins to rot out. It will continue to decrease until the end of a 2-week period. At this point, the amount of the payment can go negative, which means now we owe the people money for delivering the cargo. At the end of 2 weeks, if the packages are not delivered, we are charged an amount equal to what this cargo would have earned us if we had delivered it on time. High priority packages, these payments are twice as much, but the time to deliver them is cut in half. All right? So high priority cargo will rot out of the cargo bay in 1 week. It'll also become bad cargo within just a couple days. All right? All right, so if you mistakenly put cargo on the plane, or you have to cancel your flight, you can release the packages, right? Like we showed you down here. This is my plane that we loaded up the cargo. Notice that the button here says select release. So releasing packages, you know, it may turn out that you don't really want the cargo, or you're not going to be capable of delivering it. You have to cancel the flight, whatever the reason is. If the aircraft is still at the starting point where you loaded the packages, you can release those packages within 4 days of claiming it, all right? If you release within the first 2 hours, there's no penalty to the airline. We don't get penalized. But after that, we start to pay a penalty that will increase until day number 4, you know, when the penalty is the same as the package payment would be. So this is why I tell people don't load a plane with cargo until you are getting inside the plane and ready to depart from the airport. And if you have to cancel the flight, please get the cargo out of the plane within a day or two. Don't leave it sitting in there and forget about it. All right, this is the hardest thing to get drilled into our pilots' heads, is watch the cargo. Get rid of it if you can't deliver it. So if it turns out, you know, the plane's a complete mess, right? Like that one MD-80 up there in Frankfurt. It's just a complete and total mess. We got some good cargo runs coming today, by the way. Or this guy, the 767-300F. It's got a bunch of cargo for Seattle. It's currently sitting in Oakland. This stuff is rotted out. It's losing its value day by day. This plane could easily go to Seattle right now and make some money. The Anchorage, Alaska cargo is probably a lost cause. But there is a way, if you have no release button here, right? Because we've taken, once 4 days have passed, we own the cargo. This cargo belongs to us. We cannot give it back. We have to deliver it, or we have to eat the loss on it. Now, let's say the cargo bay is just in complete and total shambles, like this MD-80 in Frankfurt, right? There's just crap everywhere because it was just thrown together. Nobody was paying attention and keeping the plane clean between flights. What you can do is fly this plane to a warehouse and dump the cargo into the warehouse, right? Now, that is not done on this particular screen. To do a warehouse dump, we have to go to the Virtual Airline packages page. Because what we have to do is what's called a cargo transfer. We're not releasing it, we're transferring it. That's one of the things that we can do with cargo. We can actually transfer cargo between warehouses, and we can transfer cargo between aircraft, which is kind of cool. Because what happens is, let's say, in our earlier example, right, Joe flies a bunch of Dubai cargo over to the Memphis cargo center, right? And he unloads all the cargo into our warehouse. Then another pilot lands later and picks up all that cargo. Well, Joe's going to get paid part of the profits for his role in delivering the cargo to Memphis. And then Tom will come along and take that cargo from Memphis all the way to Dubai. And then Tom gets paid for his share in that. So you pilots can share profits together by helping each other move cargo into centralized locations and then taking it on to the next place. So that's kind of cool, right? Because, you know, you're probably thinking earlier, well, why would I ever want to bring a bunch of cargo so somebody else could take it and make all the money? That's not how it works. The packaging system actually will track who brought what packages where. And when it finally gets delivered, then everybody gets paid out that touched that cargo. Anybody that carried that cargo in a plane, the packaging system remembers that, and it will share profits among every pilot that had a hand in moving that cargo from point A to point B, right? So cargo doesn't necessarily have to go from point A to point B. You can take that cargo to point AA, AB, AC, AD, and then take it on to point B, right? Makes sense, right? But anyway, so in this airport packages screen, right, which you can get through by going down here, or you can do the contextual menu over here on the right, airport packages. We need to go find that MD-80 that's sitting at the airport. So we come up here. We're going to go to Frankfurt because we know that's where the plane is, right? We're going to go to Frankfurt, wait for the data to load, and it's going to show us the planes that are here, right? We can release packages. Maybe. There should be a warehouse here. Do I not have a warehouse? Oh. I thought we have a warehouse here. Oh, it's because I'm not in Frankfurt. Oops, I can't do anything about it. A pilot, you actually have to have your physical presence at the airport. Because I am currently stuck in LAX, there's nothing I can do about this. Well, actually, at the risk of somebody stealing my 767, I can do this real quick. I'm going to cancel my flight, and then I'm going to fly over. Cancel my current flight. No money. I'm going to fly over to Frankfurt real quick. EDDF. Go. And now I'm going to go to the VA packages screen because there's an MD-88 sitting here. And let's see here. I'm in Frankie Land. There it is. You see this McDonnell Douglas? See how it says load? I want to release packages right here. See this right here? We got this Frankie factory here. This maintenance center. right here. There it is. Okay, so you see this right here? See how now we can select the cargo? I'm going to select all of this cargo. I'm going to roll back up here because the action that we are taking is we are loading the Frankfurt warehouse with the cargo that's in this aircraft. We can come up here now and go load selected. And what that does is it takes all the cargo out of the cargo bay of that MD-80 and it puts it into the warehouse. So now that MD-80 has a clean cargo bay, and now the cargo is sitting in the Frankfurt warehouse. Somebody else can come along and try to pick it up and deliver it, or we can just let it sit back there in the storeroom collecting dust until it finally rots away and loses all of its value. It is still updating. Update, bro. What you waiting for, bro? There it goes. All right. So you'll notice the MD-80 is no longer on this list. That's because we've cleared the cargo bay. All right. That's how we roll. Easy enough. And so we know now the cargo is in the Frankfurt warehouse. And we can always verify that. We can come back into the Virtual Airline package screen and go over to the VA packages. And we'll notice that the MD-88 is it's no longer on this menu of aircraft that have bad cargo. Yep, so it's gone. That's how we clean out the cargo bays of planes that have bad loads on them, and basically we just end up eating. We eat the loss of money there. Boy, I hope the 747 sitting over here is actually gonna go to Beijing, China, because woo, $1 million. That was loaded yesterday. So yeah, somebody's gonna fly that one today. Here's another bad plane. So this 737-800 in Miami has a bunch of cargo that's just rotting out. It's not going to be able to go anywhere. So I'm going to, for example, we're going to do this example again, just in case it wasn't clear enough. So the reason why I can't do anything with cargo from the airport packages screen is because I'm sitting in a plane already. If you're already in a booked flight, you can't manipulate any cargo. You have to be out of the flight. So I don't think you necessarily have to be at the airport, but you cannot be inside of a plane already. So I'm going to go, once again, I'm going to go cancel my flight because I booked it back up again. Cancel my current flight. Done. And we're going to go back to the airport packages, and I'm going to go look at Miami because that's where one of our planes is sitting with a bunch of cargo sitting in the bay. All of our maintenance centers, they do have cargo warehouses attached to them. And we have very large maintenance. We have the extra large maintenance centers. They can hold up to 75,000 kilos worth of cargo. So I'm going to go find Miami. And that's the bad plane right there. That is a bad plane. So, okay. So I'm confirming. I'm experimenting here while I'm teaching you guys. So it looks like you do have to go. Your pilot has to physically be at the airport where the problem is. So I'm going to fly over to Miami real quick. Whoosh. Doesn't cost me a thing. Packages. And here's our planes sitting here. I want to load right here. I want to load to the Star Maintenance Center. I want to load right here. Maximum size 20,000 kilo pallets. And I want to find this bad plane. Oh, duh. I can't move the cargo because I'm not in charge of the plane. Somebody's inside the plane already. Right here. This plane's been booked by somebody else. You cannot touch the cargo of a plane that's been booked by somebody else. Only that person can touch the cargo. So, yep, this plane is going to be going to Jacksonville, Florida, which I find absolutely hilarious because the cargo inside this aircraft has nothing to do with Jacksonville, Florida. Everything inside this airplane is going to Baltimore, Seattle, Boeing Field, St. Louis, Portland, Corpus Christi. So this plane that somebody's taking charge of, they haven't loaded any cargo for Jacksonville. They're just taking a bunch of junk in their cargo bay. That's high priority, by the way, so that's going to be a lot of money that we lose when this cargo rots out completely here in a few days. Well, probably it's still got a week to go on some of this stuff. So, yeah. As long as the plane is on the ground and not booked by somebody else, you can actually come in here, as provided you're not inside of a plane already yourself, if you're just running around, and you can just go in to the airport packages screen, go find the airport, and then right here you would have the option to load the maintenance center with cargo from this particular aircraft, but since it's already been booked by somebody else, they have control of it, and we can't do anything with it. So that's the way the cookie crumbles there. All right. Oh well. Okay. Let's go back to my plane real quick. Go back to my plane before somebody takes it from me. And then worse, they don't take it to Mexico City. They take it somewhere else. Mexico City. Give me. Mine. Done. Book flight. Okay, I'm back in charge. Large and in charge. Okay. What else? Is there anything else we need to talk about? I guess not. Let's just recap here real quick. As soon as we take possession of packages, all right, you have only 2 hours in which you can take the cargo off the plane. After that, we get penalized. You have up to 4 days to remove cargo from your plane before you depart, as long as you're still at the departure airport where you picked up the cargo in the first place. You can still take it off the plane after 4 days. Remember, cut that in half if it's high priority. After 2 days, we're stuck with the cargo. It's ours. We have up to 2 weeks to deliver the cargo, 1 week to deliver if it's high priority. All right. After 2 weeks, it rots out of the cargo bay. It drops off our cargo lists, and we get a huge penalty to check. The biggest penalty we've had to date was $9.8 million worth of cargo was lost in a single run. It rotted out, and we took a $9 million hit. So let's all work together here to minimize that cargo rot. Pay attention to your plane. You're responsible for the plane that you're about to take. You're responsible for the plane that you have taken. You are responsible for the plane after it lands. Please ensure that your cargo bays are empty. If the plane is messed up big time, get it to a warehouse. That's any of our hub cities, any of our cities marked on the hub map on the website that has a warehouse. You can dump cargo into there to clean out the cargo bays of these aircraft that are dirty. Let's see here. Cargo packages. They come in 40 kilo, 200 kilo, 2,000 kilo, 20,000 kilo, and 100,000 kilo pallets. We will never be doing the 100 because we don't have any Tupolovs. We don't have any of those big old Antonovs, the AN-225 or the AN-124. We don't have those planes, so we'll never be taking those. But we do have planes that can take the 20,000 kilo pallets. That's your 747s, any aircraft of that size. 2,000 kilo pallets, that's pretty standard cargo for your 76s, 75s. And then you come down to the 200, that's more of your 737 cargo planes and smaller. And then our little cargo feeder planes do the 40 kilo bundles. Let's see, things that you can do with cargo. Load them into your aircraft, transfer them to warehouses, deliver them once they're on the ground, provided you're within 100 miles of a airport, your destination airport. You can deliver cargo within 100 miles of that. I would do 90 because up to 90 to 100 miles bugs out on you occasionally. You can also release packages if you don't want to take them or if you have to cancel the flight, provided you haven't moved the aircraft. Again, just touching on it, you can touch cargo while booking, you can touch cargo while you're at the airport, and you can touch cargo on a global scale using the database thing. Let me see, anything else that we need to talk about here? I think that covers cargo pretty much. You guys now know that you can transfer cargo through warehouses, you can transfer cargo between planes, you can share profitability between each other by helping each other deliver cargo. on those longer hauls by doing multi-leg flights. Our warehouses can store tons and tons of cargo. We can pick it up if we need to. If not, we can just leave it in the warehouse to rot until it rots out. I'd rather the cargo be rotting in a warehouse than rotting in the belly of a plane, because all that cargo sitting in a plane takes up space, and that plane can't make maximum profit for delivering cargo. So just keep that in mind, guys. Ultimately, I'm going to say this again. This is probably like the 7th time we said this in this video. You are responsible for the plane. Make sure it is unloaded before you load it from the previous pilot. Once you land, don't forget to offload all the cargo. The cargo automatically will offload if it's at your destination airport. But if it's for a satellite airport, anything that's within the 100-mile range of where you just landed, you have to go and deliver that from the VA packages screen, right? Just one more time. You got to come in here to packages. You got to go up to VA packages, and you've got to deliver it. If I had, for example, landed in Birmingham here, right, this A319, and we had airports within 100 miles of Birmingham and we have cargo, you would have check boxes here under this delivery column, and you would have the ability to select the cargo here, click, and then click the delivery button, and it would deliver all that cargo out of your cargo bay. That gets tallied up into your overall flight money, and then it gets tallied, and you get your total here. That is the one known issue with the cargo packages right now. The client, when you land, the client will not show you package deliveries. It won't show you the profit. It's just going to show you regular profit for tickets for passengers and any of that by mile cargo that you were carrying. Once you deliver all the cargo, then your total income will update on your flight log to show you just how much you really made off that. There's Fred. See, Fred's gaming the game, man. Fred's gaming the game. He's a great cargo pilot. This looks like he's losing money, and he did. He lost money. But what he's doing is he's maneuvering this 747 to try to get it to the maximum profit centers. So he's losing $3 million here and $2 million there. But when he is done at the end of his legs, he will have like a ridiculous $46 million profit in here. So overall, he made a huge profit. So it took me a moment to get used to seeing this, but now I understand what he's doing. He's playing the game, man. He's being a cargo operator. So he's maximizing profits. So keep doing it, Fred. Keep making all that crazy money. Sterling just delivered $18 million worth of cargo and passengers. That was a passenger flight. Wow, that's a profitable. That was our 747 passenger plane. But anyway, that's packages in a nutshell. If you guys have any other questions, please ask. Don't get yourself in trouble by loading up a bunch of crap. So that's going to do it for the packaging system. I think I feel like I'm missing something, but I think I covered it all. Warehouses, keep the planes clean. You're responsible for offloading the plane, no matter whether it was your plane or not your plane. That plane should be clean by the time it is done getting to where it's going. So become better cargo pilots. Stop loading bad cargo. If you do load bad cargo, or if you see a plane that's got bad cargo, please consider taking it to a warehouse to offload the cargo. That is going to do it for this tutorial. Hopefully you found this useful, and any confusion that the packaging system has been giving you will now be washed away. Happy skies, everybody, and get out there and deliver those packages, because they're not going to deliver themselves.